everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's video will be another story time. As you guys know, I do story times on my members only, but because this week's video is taking longer than expected, I'm gonna do a story time for my main channel and then I'll post the video that was supposed to be posted today on a different day. But anyways, today will be a story time about modeling in Korea. There's like an influx of new people coming to my channel, but I am currently modeling in Korea. Well, I do everything. I don't just model. Not basic. I kind of do everything, but modeling is my main thing that got me to Korea. And I have made multiple videos about me modeling in Korea. I've given advice on how to get the visa. I've told my story and how I became a model. So if you are interested in those videos, I will link all my Black Model in Korea videos down in my description. So please don't ask how I became a model because there is a whole video on how I became a model in Korea. Today's video will be a little different. Today's video will be kind of like about the dangers of modeling, not only in Korea, this is actually very much in general, but I'm going to be talking about the experiences and the stories that I've heard in Korea specifically because this is where I model and this is where I heard these stories. But make sure you know that these type of stories are not only in Korea, they're actually very common around the world for models to be doing these type of things. So yeah, I'm definitely not blaming Korea as a country on why these models are doing these things. This is just something that's very common in the modeling industry. So anyways guys, let's get started with today's story time. So I do want to start by saying these are all alleged. Even though I did hear it with my 2 ears, I'm gonna say allegedly because I'm not trying to get sued, okay? So this is all alleged, okay? Allegedly. Listen, I don't got time to get sued. A lot of you guys may not know this, but models are technically poor. Like, models are usually actually quite poor because a lot of agencies have their hands in models' pockets basically. Now, I've told you guys about the E6 visa and I've also told you guys about the C4 visa. Again, I'll explain shortly and briefly what those are. The E6 visa is usually runs for a year. The C4 visa usually runs for 3 months. The E6 visa, usually the agency will take about like 30% of your earnings, and the C4 visa, usually the agency can take up to 50 to 70% of your earnings. I personally chose the E6 visa because I get to control what percent my agency takes from my pocket. I'm not gonna put on my business there because it's actually nobody's business how much I make, how much my agency takes or anything like that, but I get a bigger percentage of my wages than most models who are working in Korea, especially with a C4 visa, get. But with that said, a lot of people are stuck in these scam contracts. I have noticed there is a very big uptick in a lot of people who want to be models coming to Korea, and I'm not trying to be mean, but most of these girls look very regular, zero talent, like they've never modeled before in their life, and those are the perfect girls for these agencies to take advantage of because they just really are desperate to come to Korea and live here. So because they are desperate, these agencies know that any type of contract they give you, and these girls will say yes because you honestly have no other options. The options are very limited if you have no talent and you just really are desperate, right? And this is why I always say, make sure you're reading your contract, and if you honestly have zero talent, like maybe modeling is not for you because you might be stuck in one of the situations that I'm going to tell you now, starting now. This is an E6 visa story time. This girl is in an E6 visa. I don't know her personally. I heard this story from someone that I know because it is something that I've heard before. This is not the first time I'm hearing about this. But basically, this girl is in Korea. She is a model. She has this agency. Let's call it agency Plant Agency. I hope there's no agency called Plant Agency. I literally looked at my plant and made that up, okay? See, and Plant Agency usually has a very icky, you know, their contract is not good. Plant agency has no obligation to provide her with jobs because she signed a contract that said you can find your own job, you're freelance, you can do whatever you want, but the agency has no reason to provide you with jobs. You basically are getting a sponsored visa. So she has a sponsored visa where I believe she paid for the visa, and then they gave her the visa, and now she is a freelance model in Korea. But because she's not really working in Korea, and because her agency is not really backing her up, she's very desperate for work. So this girl ended up let's call it Candle. So Candle ended up messaging her agency and was basically, you know, complaining, being like, well, I'm not getting any jobs. Can you guys help me get jobs? Like, I can't pay my rent. I'm really having a hard time living in Korea. The agency then messages this girl and is like, oh, I'm sorry, we can't do anything. We can't help you because you are in a freelance contract, so you have to be responsible to find your jobs. And this Candle's just basically like, well, I can't find any jobs. This is your, you know, obligation to also look for jobs for me. So the agency ends up messaging her and they're like, well, we can actually give you a different type of job, but it's not a modeling job. And she's like, good, 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 you know, whatever, I'll take it. Even though it's not a modeling job, I'll take it. So the agency ends up, you know, Plant agency ends up explaining to her that the job is basically recording yourself touching yourself, and you have to sell those videos to clients, because Plant agency has these clients who usually, you know, buy these type of videos from Plant agency, and Plant agency tells their models to send these videos of them touching themselves to Plant agency, and Plant agency sells these videos to those clients, said clients, allegedly. There's nobody called Plant agency and there's nobody actually called Candle, but I'm gonna say allegedly just in case the agency is like, this sounds a lot like my agency, you know what I mean? I'm gonna say allegedly. But that is what this girl was told to do by her agency, the agency that literally is your guardian in Korea. Like, my agency is my guardian in Korea. Like, if anything ever happened, like, ring, right to my agency, you know what I mean? So can you imagine that your agency is telling you to sell your videos of you touching yourself? And well, they did say like your face is not in it, which I don't think makes it any better. Like, from what I heard, Candle definitely said no to this deal. Kudos to her, because somebody told me to send them a video of me touching myself. Instead of giving me actual modeling work, you're straight up mad, bruv. You are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You are a rat. Nebea. Couldn't think of it in Kikuyu. Anyway. Anyways. So that's the first story time. Honest to God, I don't know the agency name. I didn't even want to ask, because I was like, if I know the agency name, I'm gonna end up looking at them some type of way. But I really do feel sad for her that she was stuck in that situation. Now moving on to the story time about the C4 visas. Now for the C4 visa, the story that I heard is actually from a really close friend of mine. He basically told me about how the girls in their agency were selling themselves. And it wasn't even, by the way, this agency, we're gonna call this agency Clock Agency. So Clock Agency actually didn't know that their girls were selling themselves, but they ended up finding out. During COVID, this Clock Agency had like a bunch of, I'm not gonna put their race out there or nationality out there, but you can probably guess if you're in Korea like what nationality it is. But they had a lot of these girls who would party out all night, and then come very late. Mind you, a lot of C4 girls are really, really young. They're like 15 to 17 usually. And my friend told me like a lot of these girls will go clubbing and then they will come back, but they will come back with money, which made no sense, because it's like, where are you bringing money after going clubbing? That doesn't add up. So anyways, Clock Agency ended up finding out that the girls were going to this club, where this club basically promotes that they have the hottest models, they have like models for their clients, and apparently there's like an actual book in this club where the VIP clients can go to this club. I do not know what club this is, and the one that I'm thinking about is closed. So club has a book full of models, like all these models, and you get to flip through, and basically the client chooses the girl they want to spend the night with or party with, and then they call the girl and the model comes and they party with them, and then they get cash and they call it a night, or they end up going to the hotel, they, you know, fight around on the bed, and then they call it a night after getting money. I hope everybody understands what I'm trying to say, because I'm not trying to say it ended up getting reported to Clock Agency that their models are coming back with like, you know, cash. It makes no sense, because these girls are not supposed to be getting money anywhere else except from their agency. If you didn't know, C4 is very exclusive. It's an exclusive visa. You come to Korea, they give you housing, they give you food, they give you taxi, they give you all the things that you need. So there's no reason that you should be having cash outside of those activities. Clock ended up putting a curfew on their girls that they had to be back in the house by 9 p.m. Imagine being a grown adult. Well, they're not grown, but imagine being outside of the country and you have a curfew, like you're in your house, bruv. Like by 9 p.m. and it was all the models. Doesn't matter if you're selling your putikat or not, you had to be in the house by 9 p.m. The thing is, clock agency would have to video chat every single one of the models and make sure that they are at the house. That's how serious it was. And like, I understand why those girls felt like they had to like sell their putikat, because they're not really making much. And if you're from a war-torn country and you have to send back money to your parents, you know, you don't really have anything to send them back. So I do feel like some of these girls definitely do feel like they have no other choice, but it's not a predicament that anybody wants to be stuck in, because things can go really wrong, especially when you're going clubbing with, you know, these clients. You don't know what they will do to you. Like, you're a child, because most of these girls were underage, and I'm like, it's just not, it's not safe, you know what I mean? So, and these girls don't know Korean, by the way. Like, all these girls from the C4 visa usually do not know a lick of Korean, so it can be really dangerous. So I don't think it's a predicament where I can say I completely understand them, because you are putting yourself in danger. And what if something happens to you? You can't send anything back to your parents because something happened to you, you know what I mean? This is why I do not actually reply to a lot of DMs where people are asking me, what agency do you recommend? What agency should I go to? Can you give me advice? I don't recommend agencies, because if I ever recommend an agency and then like a year down the line something happens and you're selling your putikat and you're like, Paris recommended this, I had my handy. Nope. I can't be the one to like give you a name of an agency, because I don't even know what agencies are good or bad anymore, because the market is saturated with so many agencies who are just like trying to like prey on little girls and trying to prey on people that they know are just super desperate to come to Korea. And those people who are desperate to come to Korea and live here, you know, do whatever they want to do in Korea, they're the easiest targets for scams. So if you are desperate to come, just make sure you're not stupid. I understand that people, especially now because Hallyu Wave is like very, very big, I understand that people are very desperate to come to Korea, but please just come with a student visa, or come with a working visa, or an F visa. Come with anything but an E6 visa if you are not actually talented in the entertainment industry, because you will have a hard time and you will start looking at other jobs and being like, maybe I can just sell my putikat, maybe I can just get a sugar daddy. I feel like most people have thought about that before in their life, and then you realize, girl, you gotta give him some sugar though, that's the problem. But anyways, back to the point. Or you have to like do these nitty-gritty type of jobs just to make your living that don't even fall under the entertainment visa that you are on, and then you get caught, and then it's illegal, and then you can't come back to Korea for 5 years because you're banned from Korea. Just don't be in that predicament. Just be safe, be smart, good judgment, just have good judgment. Please have good judgment. And yeah, that is all from me. Anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there are any other types of videos that you guys want to hear from my channel, comment down below and tell me what you guys want to hear. Also, don't forget to join my members only if you do want to hear more story times that I do weekly on my members only. To be a reaction video to the new coca and butter midea fi kunta like kunta kente kunta. Okay. That's freaking weird. I'm gonna be doing a reaction to that video because apparently there's a lot of cultural appropriation in this video. A lot of weirdo things. And let's talk about the name. Why is their name cocoa and butter? Like cocoa butter. Why is that y'all name? Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Also, click the bell down below so you can get notifications for when I post. Oh, notification gang, what's up? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye guys! Let me also make this very clear. I'm not trying to crush anybody's dream, because I know a lot of people have this dream, becoming a model, being in the entertainment industry. I'm not trying to crush your dream. I'm just telling you to be realistic, because if you're not realistic, you might get stuck in one of these situations where I don't think anybody ever wants to be in that situation. So I'm not trying to crush your dream. If you do want to become a model, go for it, but just make sure you're not stuck in these type of predicaments. You got it? You got it. I'm not trying to be a dream crusher. Do you believe in your dreams? Yes, girl. Bye.
Je, wasikia ninapokuombea ninavyokungoja.